Hi, my name is Mark Rand, Senior Application Scientist at AMG. Today we're going to be talking about long working distance versus cover slip corrected objectives. Long working distance objectives are designed for use with inverted microscopes, whereas cover slip corrected objectives can be used with either upright or inverted microscopes. With an upright microscope, since you only have to worry about a cover slip corrected objective, the rule is very simple. You take your glass slide with your cut and stained specimen on it with a cover slip, and you put the cover slip face up. That way, the objective, which is pointing down, is imaging through the glass to the sample, and you have the correct optical path. With an inverted microscope, since you can use either long working distance or cover slip corrected objectives, it's important to know which objective you have in your objective turret in order to orient your sample properly and get the best optical results. So we'll go over and we'll have a look at how we can do that right over here. The way that you can tell what kind of objective you have in place is to look at the markings on the barrel. For example, over here we have an objective that's 10x with a 0.3 numerical aperture. Underneath that is an infinity mark, there's a backslash, and the value 1.2. 1.2 tells us that this is a long working distance objective. That's actually the thickness of the optical substrate that the objective is designed to work with in order to give an optimal image. And this objective next to it is very similar, 10x, 0.3 numerical aperture, infinity, but instead of 1.2 it says 0.17. 0.17 is 170 microns, which is the thickness of a number 1.5 glass microscope cover slip. And that's what you would use for a cover slip corrected sample. So just look at the barrel of the objective and you can tell which kind of objective you have in place and orient your sample accordingly. If you have a cover slip sample, you can put it face down with a cover slip corrected objective. If you have a live cell sample with thick vessel walls like a petri dish, microtiter plate, tea flask, you can just put that sample on with the long working distance objective and you'll get great results. Okay, and here's a tip on how to use a long working distance objective with a cover slip corrected sample in an inverted microscope. For that situation, the long working distance objective wants to look through about 1 to 1.5 millimeters of optical substrate. And if you put the slide so that the cover slip is face up, it's going to be looking through the body of that slide, which is 1 millimeter thick. And you're going to get much better results than if you put the cover slip face down towards the long working distance objective. This works well for magnifications up to about 20x. There's not a whole lot of difference in the crispness or resolution of the image when you use a long working distance objective with the cover slip face up. But when you get above 20x, get to 40x and higher, you'll see that long working distance objective performance isn't as good as a cover slip corrected 40x or higher objective. So at 40x and higher, we recommend cover slip corrected objectives to be used with cover slip samples. Whereas at 20x and lower, you can use that with both live cell vessels and with your cover slip sample very nicely. And that's the tip for today. Thanks.